Hey guys, Livvy here. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's a grocery haul. Today's grocery haul looks a little bit different than how I usually do things. I mentioned in my last video, which if you haven't seen it, make sure to check it out. I'll leave a link to it down below. But in it, I mentioned that I am getting a box of Farmer Seconds. So that comes in tomorrow, but I need groceries today. I'm completely out of bread, nearly out of milk. I needed to pick some stuff up, so I made sure to do a quick order today. It is less than my usual grocery order because I didn't include any of the veg and fruit that I usually get, so we'll see how this box goes. Hopefully I don't need to order anything more, but I think we'll be okay. Let me just show you what I got though. Nothing crazy today. It looks very different in the middle here because I don't have the usual fruit and veg. I do have a couple of household items over there that I'll go through, but this is what it looks like, and as usual, here is the price for it. Definitely under my $200 budget, but I have included what the fruit and veg is, that box. I'm really hopeful that it's a good box because if this is something amazing, I might even do it like weekly, fortnightly, I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow, so you'll see that video probably not long after this one comes out. And I'm not going to give a full rundown of exactly how I feel about it because I really want to see how I use everything. So in a couple of weeks, I might do a full-on video, but we will see. Hopefully everything works great. But this is otherwise the groceries. Let's get into it. Now over here, I've done 2 loaves of sandwich bread. For some reason, we're just going through a lot more bread than I'm used to. So I'm thinking we can keep at least one in the fridge. Maybe I don't have space in the freezer, so it's got to go in the fridge. Maybe one on the counter for a couple of days, and then we'll put them both in. But toast and sandwiches are very, very popular here. And with my husband going to work, and he's actually going between different sites, having something that he doesn't have to reheat is ideal. So I'm making a lot more sandwiches. I need a lot more bread, so we've gone for 2 loaves. Over here, I've picked up a bunch of normal pantry staples. Now, because I didn't actually have too much money spent on groceries, I did splurge a little bit and get some onion flakes. I don't actually have any normal white onions at the moment, or brown onions because it's Australia. So I picked up some of these onion flakes just to add to the pantry. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'll get some more, but I like to have that stock just in case. And then my organic passata. I picked up 2 organic diced Italian tomatoes. I've never actually tried them before, but they're organic and they were easy to get. So I picked up 2 of these and then just the usual certified chunky pasta sauce because you always need pasta sauce in your cupboard. And I went for some wholemeal spirals. I used to do predominantly, maybe I think only wholemeal for a really long time, and then I got lazy and I went for the really cheap stuff, but I'm trying to go back into it. So I picked up some wholemeal spirals. And here I have some raw sugar. I could not get any organic white sugar, but from what I read online, raw sugar is essentially just the same thing. So teaspoon for teaspoon, we can replace it. We're going to use some raw sugar instead. At the back here is my usual nappies. I get them about fortnightly. I'm really hopeful though. My oldest is kind of transitioned out of night nappies, and so I think the youngest is getting ready to transition into those nappies. Fingers crossed, because I would really love to get rid of this out of my grocery budget. Now, I didn't get any good substitutions this week, but I got just the normal soy milk. I like to pick up 2 to 3, depending on how we're going. My husband has been going through too many, so I usually like to have a couple in storage. These are long life ones, so they do really, really well. Here I bought just the normal full cream milk. I do have some milk in the fridge, but I was running pretty low, and I know I'm going to run out of it probably by Friday, so better to have it now than to wait. But I also picked up this organic full cream milk. And the reason is I see all the time people making yogurt and they always use organic. And I think that I want to do a test between organic and just your cheap normal milk and see if there's a really real big difference, because I really want to start making my own yogurt. And I know I just see everybody use organic, and while I get it, it's just not always an option for me. Now down here I got some turkey oven roast. This is just a little bit, I think this was a substitute. They had 2 different versions. They had a shaved and then just a normal sliced. So they gave me the sliced even though I ordered the shaved, but to be honest, there was no big difference. So I don't mind that. Another thing is though, I bought $9 worth of this, so I got 18 cents extra. See what I mean? Like sometimes it's worth it. If you're really desperate for a couple of cents, get some extra bits. Over here, I did splurge a little bit. Now, these were half price. These delicious hazelnut praline sauce is what I picked up. And also over here, I've got the hazelnut choc sauce. Now, they had a caramel one, but they were completely out, so I didn't pick any up. And the reason I picked them up is because I've been making some muesli bars, and I just thought if you could slip some of this into the muesli bar, it might make it extra delicious. So picked up 2 of them. They are dairy-free, they are vegan and all that stuff, but dairy-free is the most important part here. Speaking of dairy-free, I did pick up some of these Betty Crocker chocolate frosting, and I have a vanilla one over there. The reason I grabbed these is that they're dairy-free. They sit in your cupboard for forever, and I'll probably use them closer to the holidays. So I know it's only July right now, but by the time that I need it, it will not be half price. The time I remember it, it will definitely not be half price. I have a strawberry in my cupboard already that I didn't use during all of the birthday season, so I just like to keep these on hand. You never know when you're going to need a cake, and it's just so much easier to get that on than to make your own frosting sometimes. Now, I did buy a heap of cereal last week, and yes, we're already down a couple of them, but I like to pick up just some of these Weet-Bix bites. They're a good price. My kids like them. Super easy, and I'm just trying to keep myself stocked. I don't want to fall below like I did last time. Now, over here, I have my snacks. You know that I like to keep a lot of snacks, and I'm really trying to have a lot more fruit and veg available, which has been going really well, but something I have yet to replace is crackers. So I have over here these jumpy ones. These are the animal shaped ones that they love. There's the chicken, and then there's the original. They love those ones. They're going really fast, as are the bluey. I always get a cheese and I always get a pizza because it's just easy to have them on hand, and I know my boys will eat them. I also did pick up this TV snack. I should mention actually that all 5 of these were half price, so they're not something I always pick up, but you know that they're pretty common. So whenever they're half price, which seems to be every couple of weeks, I try to pick them up. The pretzels, they're my staple. They're going nowhere. They're staying here forever. I also picked up something a little bit more fun, a little bit out of my realm of things I like to buy, but this looked really fun. Strawberries and cream popcorn. We're kind of popcorn obsessed in this house, so something that's going to add a little bit more fun to it. It is dairy-free, which is great, so my husband can maybe have a little bit of it. I mean, it's only 100 grams, but something that I don't get probably ever. I don't think I've ever had this before. It looked fun. We'll see if it is. And if not, not a big deal. I only got 100 grams with it. I also picked up my usual deli crisps. You know that I like the split between the purple and the orange, so definitely a staple in my house. And over here is the original cracker snaps, because you always need crackers in your house. Now here is just a couple of household items that I picked up. These sandwich bags. I'm trying to get into reusable bags, and I have had these previously, but I did look after them pretty well, but I didn't like the small ones. I think Aldi did one, and I actually did not like the Aldi brand, and I usually really like Aldi, so I've got a couple more of these, which I'm happy to have. I want the really big ones, but my Woolworths doesn't sell them. I don't actually think Woolworths does sell them. Probably have to pick them up from Amazon. I picked up some super glue because the other day I needed super glue. I broke something in my fridge. I didn't actually end up fixing it because our super glue exploded on my husband's hands, which is so fun. If you've ever had super glue on your hands, it's the worst. So we really had to scrub to get that off, but meant I had no more super glue. So small pack of 3 is quite happy to have on hand for just little projects. This obviously has to be put up because I have little fingers and somebody's going to get stuck to something. I also picked up this chalk. Now, my son mentioned today as we were leaving that he really, really wanted to do some chalk drawing tomorrow when I'm home. So I saw this, it was half price, and I thought these are really good and they wash really well. So I can have them draw all crazy on my driveway, and then when it rains, probably in a couple of days, or if I get really sick of it, I can wash it off and I won't have to worry about having craziness on there. But there's enough colors and they're really thick ones, so they're really good for little hands. This here was a bit more of a splurge. This is the Bake, Serve, and Store. This is glass on the bottom, but then it has a plastic top, which I'm really happy about. It says supposedly that you can freeze it. I want more of a silicone top, but I'm really happy actually to give this a try. You can freeze it, put it in the fridge. I'd like to make a couple of meals where this can just be sitting in there. I don't have an oven working, but also this would be really good for transporting between places. I don't have to worry about Glad wrap or anything on top. So I do a lot of family dinners about once a month. So sometimes it's at my house, sometimes it's not. Having this available, or even just putting my dinner in it and then not having to put a Glad wrap or change containers. I could just shove this in the fridge. Definitely something that I wanted to give a shot to. I have a bunch of Pyrex, which is pretty good. It is the lower case Pyrex. Ooh, I had to think of that word. Lowercase Pyrex, so it's not the best one, but I don't really have the option of getting uppercase here. Now, swinging over just to this middle here, these are my freezer items. I picked up the salted caramel brownie non-dairy frozen dessert. You would have seen 2 weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago actually, that I picked this up for my husband for his birthday. He finished that container up very, very quickly, so these are half price again, so he gets to have it again, which he still has an ice cream in the freezer, but I bet you this one will disappear before that one does. It's his favorite. I also picked up some crumbed pollock fillets. This is just some ready-to-cook crumbed fish. I actually didn't realize it was crumbed. I should have paid closer attention. I didn't realize it was crumbed. I would have preferred if it not to be crumbed, but that's totally fine. It's an easy dinner. I'm actually the one who eats the most fish around here. My kids tend to be wishy-washy. My husband's not a huge fan of frozen fish. He likes super fresh, which I totally get. But I can eat frozen fish and be totally fine with it. And I also picked up some bassa fillets. This is about 1 kilo worth of it. And bassa is my favorite fish because it's not overwhelmingly fishy. I like salmon, but I find that really heavy with the oil. So went with bassa, which is good because I can take a piece of this out and then I can cook it for lunch or for dinner for myself or whatever. And it's not just taking up a huge amount of space. So these will pop back into the freezer. And then I can have them whenever I feel like it. So, super, super simple. Totally no fruits and veg. It's so weird for me. I felt really weird when I was ordering it, but this is what we ended up with for this week. So sometime tomorrow, I think before 6:30 p.m. is what they messaged me for tomorrow to deliver my box of fruit and veg, which I'm super excited about. My mother had it last week, and she said it was really, really good. So I thought I would give it a shot, see if I can maybe replace some of the stuff that I usually buy. I don't know. I'm really enjoying. I've got a lot of fruit and veg still in the house, so even if it's not the best, I've got plenty of stuff that we can replace it with at the moment. Totally fine. But otherwise, weird to be buying food and going, oh, let me skip the fruit area. Let me skip the vegetables. It was odd. I might still pop in depending on how good this box is. I know that my kids love strawberries, and I don't think any strawberries are coming in the box. They're technically not in season. So we'll see if I end up doing anything like that. But if I do, I'll make sure to show you guys. But I really appreciate that you watched this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to leave any comments below if you see anything that you think is something I'm wasting my money with, or if there is something that you want to know any more information about what I do with anything, more than happy to get in contact with you. Make sure to subscribe because as you see, I'm coming out with videos mainly around the kitchen area. It's winter time, so it's pretty cold around here. That's kind of what we are focusing at the moment, and I'm hoping to evolve it as the season warms up. But otherwise, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.